Hi, my beautiful light beings. We back with another channel message, another video for you guys. I hope that everyone has been just handling this the process of the current energies in the best way. I hope that you are here doing more inner work, as much inner work as you can. This is a moment to really not focus on just the overall physical aspect of how things are showing up, but more so focus on what the spiritual outcome of this is for us. You feel me? We're in a purging stage. We're in a final releasing stage. Those of us who have ascended to new frequencies, we've hopped onto new timelines. It's not easy having to let go of our previous timelines, because that also means that we have to let go of former connections and just all types of shit. Connections, attachments, addictions, whatever the fuck is not serving you at this time. This is literally the time that Source is giving us to really decide if we really want to move forward, or if we really want to grow, we really want to process things, or we just want to stay in the current state that we in. And I know if you anything like me, you're not trying to let all of that good healing work and all of that effort that you put into getting to this point, like, you know, be wasted, for real. So with that being said, you know, I really want to talk about just how important it is to really stand firm on just who you are, what your purpose is, and what you are absolutely here to do. You understand? We get to this point in our journey because it is such a dark time energetically, where it's literally just a very small percentage. And when I say a small percentage, I really mean like 1% type shit of us who are here, who are operating on more of a love light time, instead of being, you know, instead of choosing the easier route of, you know, remaining in this lower state of mind, in this lower, operating in a lower vibration, choosing to, you know, still be a part of the system in this sense, and not actively putting in the healing work, not actively working on ourselves on a daily basis, not just to be better people, but just be a better part of the collective. You know, it's really important to stand firm on that, because as we are starting to really develop our gifts and we're starting to gain more knowledge, we're starting to, you know, our connections to the spiritual realm, depending on who you decide to work with or how deep your team is, you feel me? It requires a lot out of us. And a lot of those requirements are, you know, oftentimes sacrifices. But please understand that while those sacrifices may hurt, it's at the end of the day for our highest good, you feel me? None of these sacrifices, if you really sit down and look at it, was meant for you anyway, you feel me? One thing that I've been working on, because I was supposed to then come back and really started recording like daily, like I was recording, you feel me? I was supposed to then come back doing all of that stuff, and honestly, I wasn't paying attention. It's not even paying attention. I was really being disobedient, in the sense of like, I just didn't want to put any more work out there, because I felt like I was at a point where I am, not even gonna say was, because me coming back to do this is purely obedience. Like, this is not at all something that I necessarily I be honest and say like, oh, I'm in the mood to do. So lately, this video per se is really, and y'all please excuse my it's not my cat, but excuse the cat that you hear. This is more so one of those situations where we have to focus on what's important. The important aspect of everything that we have going on is just the fact that we are who we are. We cannot change who we are, especially who our beings truly are. You understand? We cannot change that. We cannot change what our purpose is, especially our divine purpose. What you choose to do, you can choose whatever job you want. You can choose whatever career you want. You can choose whatever hobby you want. You can choose anything on that aspect with this physical reality. But when it comes to our soul purpose, when it comes to the overall path that we are inevitably expected to take, you understand? Because we all are created for a particular reason, and we all serve a particular purpose. Some of us have a smaller purpose than others. Some of us have a much larger purpose than others, meaning that you will be more so impacting the masses versus it just being a select few. Doesn't make one thing less than the other in the sense of like, oh, I'm more important than you. It's just levels to how we are created and what our actual purpose and journey is. You understand? I recently got to a point where I was not just experiencing a physical burnout, but it was more so a spiritual and an energetic burnout, because for the longest time that I've been sitting here actively doing the work that I need to do, putting it out there, sharing love, like doing all of the things, the reciprocation is very little to none. It's little to none. And it put me in a state where I had to sit with myself and come to a realization that it was turning me into a bitter person, bitter being, really, in regards to that overall realization that the reality is that I have not been, my cup has been empty for a very long time. But the reality of it is that oftentimes us who are healers, us who are light workers, whatever, whatever titles and shit, if you here to assist with the collective, honey, you here. You understand? I had to learn some shit, like how to set some serious ass boundaries. And I mean like real serious ass boundaries. And that really led to me having to release a lot of connections that I have. Now, it's not one of those situations where I'm feeling any type of resentment towards any of these energies. It's not a situation where I feel as though like, oh my God, fuck everybody, it's about, no, but it's really just me choosing myself. And a lot of times we're at that part, especially those of us that have entered into 5D, we are truly at that part of our evolution, and we're at that part of our path where Source is pushing us to choose ourselves. Source is literally pushing us. When I say pushing us, Source is literally pushing us so hard to choose ourselves, because especially for those of us who have a much greater purpose, in the sense of we have some really big shoes to fill. We have things that's really required of us. The place in which we are headed to, right? We cannot continue to pour so much into the collective knowing that we may be surrounded by or haven't received or just not appreciated. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much I know who I am for real and what I'm awakened to and all of that. I still have to go through the human aspect of this experience. I still have to feel the neglect and the lack of appreciation. I still have to feel and realize that, hey, I'm not being valued in the way in which I know I should be valued. Because it's one thing to sit there and be like, oh, no, y'all need to differ. Nah, it's just reciprocation is required. You understand? For me, I've come to the conclusion, because I keep, before I've always given people the benefit of the doubt. I've given energies the benefit of the doubt about things, and I've always been quiet about a lot of things, and I've just kind of accepted the breadcrumbs. And that's where I fucked up at. And that's where a lot of us fuck up at, is that we accept the breadcrumbs thinking that, oh, it'll come later, and then it never comes. And then here we are with the breadcrumbs that we honestly just didn't really want to begin with. And we knew it was less than what we deserved to begin with. But because we operate in such a state of humility, because we operate in a state where we don't always want to be that person where it's just like, oh no, I need. You understand what I'm saying? We neglect ourselves so much. So now for me, when I tell y'all just the other day, like I'm taking my meltdown, bro. Like I really broke down, and I was at this point where I was just ready to get the fuck off this planet, like real fucking fast. And you know, I've been feeling like that for a while. And it's literally because I have the team that I have, as far as my spiritual team and the direct connection that I have with Source, that I'm able to be reminded on a constant basis just who I am and why I'm here and why it's important for me to process my emotions but don't attach myself to the overall scenarios that's happening for me. And this is the most fulfilling time, especially for those of us who are unappreciated healers, you understand? Or healers that just not have been fed into. We do so much for the collective on a regular basis that doesn't even require us getting paid. It's not about the money, because majority of the healers can tell you it's not at all about the bread. Like we're doing it because we're showing up for the collective, and we're putting out the work. We're showing up on these, making these YouTube channels, and we're doing all of these things, and we're dropping these channel messages and encouraging and being completely honest about who we are, simply because we know that this is like dire need right now. That's why we're here. I'm not about to sit here and waste time all day long worrying about 3D shit, physical shit, when I know that I still have a job to do. So yeah, it absolutely sucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and try to act as if like I don't see, you know, how many people may watch and don't support or feel like, oh, okay, well, they don't have to do this or do that. Man, listen, at this point in time, if that's just the choice that you choose to make, cool. You don't have to take any of the lessons or any of the messages that I'm sharing. You don't even have to receive any of the energy that I'm giving and I'm sending out when these videos are being done. We don't have to receive none of that. You understand? But understand that when I realize that, I have the choice to simply pull back my energy and reserve it for me. So right now I am in a state of literally reserved. When I say I am pulling back and I'm giving myself the opportunity to really love on me, I'm giving myself the opportunity to pour on myself. And it's so crazy because when you heal from being, you know, a people pleaser, when you heal from having narcissists in your lives and shit like that, you notice shit from earlier, especially, it's not even about other people. You notice yourself. I've noticed certain patterns that I may feel like, oh, okay, hold on, I'm about to fall back into this. I can't do that. And the emotions that I've been feeling towards it all, like, and I know this is not just my emotions. I'm tapping into a lot of energies right now, is that a lot of people are burnt out. A lot of us who have come onto this planet to be here at this particular time to help, we are so burnt out, it's not even funny. But we can't blame that on the collective. We can't even blame that on the people that's around us, because we know when we're being used. We know when we're being taken advantage of. We know when, you know what I'm saying, we're not appreciated. We know that we're giving 110% and then somebody's giving 10. And we're just expected to take that. And then if you speak on it, then it's like, wait, but I gave 10. And it's like, but nigga, you like 97% short of what I've already given. Moving forward, we have to actively choose and be very mindful of connections that are not giving either equivalent or more. If I'm giving 100, cool, and you want to give 102, I ain't mad at that. But it needs to be a situation where it's 100 and 100. And I don't want to, it's enough of the excuses. I've learned that's feeding into the illusion. The reality is, if somebody want to do it, they're going to do it. If somebody wants to consider you, they'll consider you. If somebody wants to be with you, they'll be with you. We cannot keep continuing to make excuses for the way in which we are mistreated and we are not poured in and we are not loved, and then we turn around and then get upset. Or we feel like, oh man, why am I not? Because you letting it happen. So you could either choose to be uncomfortable and be in agony because you know your spirit going to have your gut fucking going until you speak up and utilize your throat chakra. Or you can choose to detach and you can choose to release all of the things that are not serving you and process it as something that's a reward for yourself. And yes, it is going to feel uncomfortable. Yes, you're going to be angry and you're going to feel all these different types of thoughts and these feelings and these emotions. And you're going to want to like fucking lose your shit. But at the end of the day, it's you're freeing yourself. Nobody said this shit was going to be easy. Because it's not. There's no step of it that's easy. But the point of it is to be obedient. The point of it is to listen. You know how many, y'all, I'm telling you, for the past like month, I'm talking about every day. Spirit is in my, get up and make a video. Get up and make a video. You need to put some content out there. Go and do what you need to do. You know you need to put some stuff out there. Stop looking at the numbers. Stop paying attention to the numbers. That's because I'm not gonna sit here and act like, again, I be sitting here like, damn. But at the end of the day, it may not, the stuff that I'm putting out may not even be for the people that's in my current reality right now. Because they might not be willing or be ready to receive any of the stuff that I have to give or to share right now. However, those that are going to be ready to receive it, boom, we got archives of videos for you to look into. We got a bunch of stuff for you to look into. And when your time comes and when you do what you do, your time comes. It's not about, and it's not an ego thing as far as the numbers are concerned. It's just more so, what the fuck am I doing? And why am I doing this again? And what? Like I wrote source the other day in my journal, and I was really sitting and I sat with my feelings, and I was really telling Source like, yo, you put me in charge to do a lot, not just for my bloodline, but also for myself, also for people in the collective, also for all of this shit. But where's the appreciation for me? Like, I had to keep it real with Source. I feel spiritually, physically, mentally, I feel all types of unappreciated. And no, I'm not angry at all. Anger is honestly the farthest thing. I am truly, 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 truly frustrated. Now, the frustration can lead to anger, but I'm not really at that point yet. I'm at the point of, I realize that I'm not being, this is another cycle of me not getting the love back any at all. And I'm not okay with that. And I'm not going to keep lying to myself. I'm not going to keep pretending. I'm not going to keep doing what I'm doing, because you look at my social media, my Instagram, since the first week or two or whatever of my awakening, I was on it with the videos. So this ain't new. I've been doing it for a while, years. But the problem was that I kept having people around me that did not support me the way in which I supported them. I kept choosing to have connections around me, attached to myself, that did not feed me energetically the way I fed them. And if I'm realizing, like, hold on, I'm holding it together and creating all of these safe spaces and having all of these energetic exchange. It's not even an exchange. I was just pouring energetically. What about me? And no, that's not complaining. That's not whining. That's not me oversharing. That's not me being immature. That's not none of that. I am literally not replenished at all. There's not a single person that can walk into, can raise their hand and be like, oh yeah, I showed up for Samantha energetically and physically and all of this stuff the same way. No, without judgment, without having your hand out too, or without feeling like, oh, okay, well, just because I'm here, that means no. We have to show up for people the way in which they need. Not right now. We have to show up for people in the way in which they need. Not the way in which we think, oh, okay, well, shit, I did, that's sufficient. Like, no. And until you are able to have those connections, and until your reality reflects that, then be okay with being alone. Pour into your own self. Give you the pleasure of loving on you. Because why would I continue, and why would any of you all continue pouring so much when I kid you not, I tried to cry yesterday. I couldn't even cry no more. I don't have a tear left. I don't have a tear left. You know what I do have though? Boundaries. I respect me enough to have some boundaries. That's it. Boundaries and standard. So a part of me wanted to be mad. Like I said, we want to be mad so bad. But we're accepting it. We're allowing it. And by allowing it and accepting it, we're sending a message energetically out into the universe saying, hey, this is what I like. Send me some more. I don't like that. Use your time and use this moment as we're clearing out things. Winter solstice just hit. You feel me? Before spring solstice, which is the real new year, you know, because we going according to the Gregorian calendar. We're not going according to nature. Take this time to rest and recuperate. Reset. Figure out what aspect of your life for yourself needs to be fixed. What are you tolerating for the sake of not wanting to be alone? What are you bringing into, you can't, first of all, none of this shit can come into 5D. Because 5D is just love. That's love, light, honey. Well, on a positive polarity. We can no longer give so much into ourselves into others that we completely neglect ourselves. So yes, again, I'm being obedient. But the reality is that I have nothing to give anybody. Except me. And If you come and you decide to do better, or if you come and you're new and you understand, just understand that it does take work to be in my life. It does take effort to have any type of access to my energy. And it's not about effort with me. It's about how much do you love yourself? How much are you working on yourself? Because when you choose to heal yourself and you choose to work on the things that need to be worked on, you're naturally going to develop into that individual that is just completely considerate. You're naturally going to want to show up, because then you understand that the way in which you show up for people is a true reflection of how you show up and how you feel about yourself. So I don't take it personally. And I don't think anyone else should either. And again, this is just a general just review of like life, my current reality, my current state, like where I'm at energetically, like where I'm headed. Do you understand? I'm not even the same person I was a month ago, let alone 2 weeks ago, let alone a few days ago. But I do know this, is that we all deserve, especially those, because this message really is for the divine beings who are just really tired and are just like the exhaustion is real. Take a moment to really just feed into yourself and give you the things that you have been so graciously giving everyone else. You can do it. You have to do it. Because if not, that's how they're going to get you. Because you're going to be too tired and you're just going to get sick of it. And it's either going to turn you super bitter and it's going to put you back into a lower karmic state, or you just going to get to the point where you really don't want to be here no more. And that's a real ass feeling to have. And a lot of y'all should check yourselves about that. Anyway, I love y'all. Sending y'all peace and love. If you need any type of cord cuttings, any type of spiritual shadow work sessions, any type of spiritual consultations, check the information and link in my bio. Feel free to hit me up via email. Hit me up for, not link in my bio, just the information in the bio. Hit me up via email. Hit me up on any of my social medias. I am open to all of that. But only if you're ready to heal. Enough of the playing around. If you're not ready to really put in the work to elevate yourself, if you're not really ready to put in the work to be great, to do what you need to do in order to strive, in order to ascend from that low vibrational state, in order to choose better for yourself, not just better for how you treat yourself, but how you treat everyone around you, which again just goes back to how you treat yourself. Do not hit me. Be ready. Because 2025 is about to look real rough for those that have blatantly just ignored doing the healing work. Love y'all. I'll see you in the next video.